Alright, we are in. Now in this first video I'm going to talk about specifically what mods I use and how I get everything working. So this is all very specific to Minecraft. If you are not interested in making Minecraft videos, you can just skip this segment entirely and go on to the next video where we'll start with the editing itself. But for the rest of us, I feel like this segment is going to be very useful. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing is you absolutely want to get a mod loader like CurseForge or Modrinth. It will make your life so much easier. And I use Modrinth personally. Next, we're going to want to go ahead and create a mod pack, and I'm going to show you what mods to use. Ideally, we're going to go ahead and go on Fabric, and we're going to pick a newer version of the game. I'll talk in detail about what to do if you can't do Fabric and you can't do a newer version of the game, but for now, let's just go with this. And I'm going to go ahead and call it Editing Tutorial, right? And we're going to go ahead and click Create. Okay, let's get some mods installed. So we're going to find our mod pack. Mine is called Editing Tutorial. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to click Install Content. Right away, we can see a huge list of mods. We're going to go ahead and install, firstly, Sodium. Right, Sodium is just an excellent mod that optimizes our game and gets it to run much better. And it's also required for our next mod, Iris Shaders, to work properly. And Iris Shaders just is going to do exactly what it sounds like. It's going to give us shaders. Next, and most importantly, we're going to want to go ahead and get Flashback. Okay, so Flashback is going to be the mod that's going to allow us to record our gameplay and then later visit it and get all the different camera angles that we want. Now, if you are playing on an older version like 1.8 and you're trying to play on Hypixel or do something related to that, Flashback will not be available to you. Sodium and Iris will also likely not be available to you. In that case, you're going to have to install a different set of mods. If you want to record, you're probably going to need to get Replay Mod. It's older. I don't like the design as much as Flashback, but for this tutorial and for whatever we're doing, it should work just fine. All right, now that we've installed our basic mods, we're going to go ahead and need to get some shaders. So to do that, we're just going to click on shaders over here. Now guys, a common question that a lot of people might have is what's the best shader, or what shader should I use? Fellas, honestly, I don't think there's one right answer. Different shaders suit different purposes and they have different strengths and weaknesses. They're all stylized in their own unique way. Some are really good for getting that foggy horror look. Some are really good just for more of that vanilla Minecraft aesthetic. There's definitely not one that's the best. You definitely just want to do research, look at different videos comparing different shaders that are available, and use them as tools to get the look that you need. All right, with that being said, you really can't go wrong with Complementary Reimagined, and another that I like quite a bit is just Bliss shaders. So we can go ahead and just stick with those two for now. They should work just fine for what we're doing. Okay, and for what we're about to do, that's honestly it. That's honestly all we need. That's the essentials to get everything going. Now, if you're curious, in my main pack that I use to make videos, I actually do have quite a bit more mods than what I detailed just now. But these are really just secondary mods that just enhance what I do. I will make another video going into all of those if you're curious. For now, we can just go ahead and progress with the editing because this should be all that we need to get going. So if we click play here, everything should be working properly. Okay, so now that our game finally is up and running, I'm just going to quickly mention how Flashback works. So suppose I just want to get a clip of me jumping in the water. All we're going to do is go ahead and press escape and press start recording. Now it's recording pretty much everything that we do. So if we get our clip of just us jumping in the water, we fall in, we can go ahead and click finish recording. It's going to ask us if we want to save or delete it, and we're just going to go ahead and save it. Now, if we leave the world and we go ahead and visit our recordings, we can see that what we just recorded is available to us here. We can load in and we can see that everything we just did is available for us to examine, for us to mess around with, for us to get shots. And another benefit of this is that you don't need to have the shaders enabled while you're playing. You can enable the shaders retroactively. What I mean is, suppose you just can't decide on which shader you want to use and you want to mess around with a bunch of different shader settings. Well, you can just do that here in the mod. I can switch to Complementary Reimagined, and now we have this shader enabled. But say this is not quite the look that we want to go for, we can just choose any shader that we want in the entire world and we can just mess around with it. And that's That's really cool. So this, might not seem like a big deal, but for me, this is pretty huge because all the time I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't want this shader. Actually, I want to try a different one. And I don't have to go and re-record the clip. I don't have to I could just change it here. And there's other functionalities too, like being able to change the time of day. And so overall, it's just, there's a lot of flexibility.